Give you a program level. Well, it's the
I decided to stand, not to try to win an election, obviously, because the last thing on earth I would like to be, along with a few other things, is a member of Parliament. Not least because it's an irrelevance. When you've got 75 to 80% of laws originating in the European bureaucracy, there is increasingly less and less relevance to becoming a member of Parliament in terms of changing the real major policies that direct the course of our lives. The reason I'm standing is because David Davis made this stance on Big Brother. The Labour Party would have stood, I wouldn't have been here, I'd have just let the stuff go and Yarbu and all that stuff. David Davis said he wanted a debate. I'll give him a debate, not that he seems to want one, unfortunately. Why me here? Why Big Brother? People will have a certain view of me which will be in a time warp, and they will not have heard in the mainstream, although certainly outside of that, what I've been doing ever since. Well, since the early 1990s, I've been on a journey, if you like, with a little bit of information to start with, that this world was not controlled by the forces we think it is, i.e. prime ministers and presidents and all the rest of it. And this trickle became a tidal wave of information, which has taken me in the last nearly 20 years to 45 countries so far, following this trail of who actually is causing the shots or calling the shots in our lives every day. Led to a series of books, 16 in all so far, they're in 16 languages, and some of the key ones, that one, And the Truth Shall Set You Free, was written in 1993 and 94 and came out in 95. If anyone reads that now, they will see the world you are currently living in, and we've seen nothing yet. And the reason so many people are now coming to my work, 2,500 people at Brixton Academy a few weeks ago, could have been 8,000. The seats were gone 3 months in advance. Last time I spoke in Los Angeles, 3,000 people came, and this is the case all over the place now, is because what was in those early books is now in our daily experience. So when David Davis said that he wanted to stand on Big Brother, and some of the others over the years, he started talking, and let me say first of all, I absolutely commend his stance, because someone had to stand up in Parliament and say enough. But the reason I decided to stand is he was talking about stopping the Labour government introducing the Big Brother state. Now, on one level, that's true. The Big Brother state is being introduced through changes in legislation, often not even originating in Britain, but in Europe. But if we only see it at that level, then we're missing and losing the plot. Because the Big Brother state is coming in not only in Britain, but in America, in Canada, in Australia, in Sweden. I had a German film crew come to interview me a few days ago. They were going on and on about the Big Brother state coming in Germany. Now, is the Labour Party in Britain sleazy, corrupt and authoritarian as it is it responsible for that? No. So what is? And the reason I'm standing is for the last nearly 20 years, travelling to these 45 countries, meeting people on all different levels of society, all different backgrounds. It's very clear that we're not talking about British Big Brother at all. We're talking about global Big Brother. And although, again, I commend David Davis talking about security cameras, surveillance cameras, DNA databases, all of which are in these books, by the way, that they were coming before anyone was talking about them. I commend that, but Big Brother is not just about surveillance cameras and about DNA databases. It's massive when you connect the dots. And it's global, and it involves things that David Davis supports, ironically. Because he's going to win. I hope he wins by a massive margin. I don't care if I get no votes. It's irrelevant. I just want information so that people can see another version of reality. But David Davis appears to be in favour of capital punishment. I can't think of many things that are more Big Brother than giving the right to a guy in a funny wig to have the right over life and death of another human being on behalf of the state. I don't feel that that's much far away from Big Brother. And I just wonder if those children and those civilians in Baghdad, when they were being pepper bombed from the sky by high-tech technology, just might have thought that Big Brother might have arrived. And David Davis supported that invasion. So hey, Big Brother's much bigger than we think. And it's about time we started to recognise that, because Big Brother ain't coming, Big Brother's here. The question is, how deeply do we go into it? And before I start, I'm going to talk for about 40 minutes, so I'll have about 40 minutes. We'll just go through these basic connections. And then we'll take questions. Gandhi said, an error does not become truth by reason of multiplied propagation, nor does truth become error because no one will see it. Just because repeat a version of what happened and what is, doesn't mean it's true. It was repeated incessantly a few centuries ago that the earth was flat. And people who said it was round, nutter, dangerous, condemn him. It's round. Gandhi said, even if you are in a minority of one, the truth is still the truth. And I am no longer in a minority of one. But it doesn't matter. 2 plus 2 equals 4. You can believe it equals 5, because that's what you keep being told. It still equals 4. Mark Twain said, in religion and politics, people's beliefs and convictions are in almost every case gotten at second hand, and without examination, from authorities who have not themselves examined the questions at issue, but have taken them at second hand from other non-examiners whose opinions about them were not worth a brass farthing. This is how official history is written. Well, everyone knows that, mate. Oh, really? Well, there's one here. I don't know that, so we made a start. I'm one less than everybody. How do you know that? Well, I heard it on the news. A friend told me. You checked it? No. Einstein. Condemnation without investigation is the height of ignorance. On that definition, we live in a society that is operating at the height of ignorance. Because we constantly condemn that which we do not investigate. Why do we condemn it? Because it's beyond our ability to perceive it. And we constantly misunderstand the difference between the limits of our own perception of possibility and what is actually possible. And when we do that, we enter a mind prison that allows the few to control the many.